So to start, it's maybe important to say the difference between what is a typeface and a font.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into Nodes of Design. To help support our mission spread knowledge, and knowledge should not be hidden behind paywalls, we have a very special guest on today's show. Let's welcome Nelio. Nelio is a creator of a very famous typeface called as Nixin. So Nixin is a typeface that's been most back campaign on the Kickstarter program, and on today's episode, Nelio had shared a lot of insights on what it takes to make a typeface and what exactly is a major difference between font and typeface, as most of the people get confused between what is a typeface and what is a font. Nelio and I had a great conversation understanding the creative process that's involved, and also discussed on various inspirations that one can draw from so that they can choose a right type working on their next project. So hopefully you'll learn a lot from this episode. Stay tuned and happy designing, everyone. Hey Nelio, welcome to Nodes of Design. It's an honor to host you on our show today.
Hello, Tej. Thank you so much for having me.
So Nelio, if you could give a brief about you to our audience out there.
Okay, so I'm a designer. I've been posting some stuff on Instagram lately about user experience as well. That's kind of my job lately. I started my life as a traditional graphic designer, right? I went to design school, then I had the web design job, then I had the motion design. I did branding, I did publications, I did all kinds of design, and then I kind of switched my way a little bit into user experience. Now, along the path, I also had some projects around type design, and I basically decided to create my typeface. It's about the typeface that I designed.
Thank you, Nelio. So your typeface was one of the most kickstarted back typeface. So if you could discuss about your typeface to our listeners out there, what exactly was it and how did you draw your inspiration from?
Yeah, so the whole project started a little bit by chance. I did not have the intention of designing a typeface when I started. And this basically started with a picture that someone took from a broken glass that has numbers inside. This is called a Nixin tube. Nixin tubes, they are a technology from the 50s, more or less. And it's how we used to display numbers in really, really old devices between our LCD displays. So basically, imagine like a lamp, a light bulb that you have, but inside what you have are 10 different numbers, 0 to 9, right? And then the number just lights up when you power the tube, the Nixin tube. Now, someone broke this and they took a picture of it. They took a picture of all of the numbers. And I looked at the numbers and I thought, this looks really, really cool. It's really clean, really nice. Let me see how they look if I design them in Illustrator, right? So basically all I did was, at that point, I traced the numbers in Illustrator. And I thought, this looks really good when it's vectorized. Let me see if I can draw a letter out of it. So I draw a G, a letter G. And then I decided, okay, if I have a G, what about a E, and an L, and how about an O? So I wrote my name with this typeface that was inspired by the numbers. At this point, it was still just an idea. I was playing around with shapes, but I thought, well, this looks cool. Let me try to write a few more letters, right? Because as soon as you start designing a typeface, if you think about it, the P, it's basically like the Q or the D, you're just mirroring these characters. So after a little bit, I had a set of characters that I could move around in Illustrator and write a few words. And then, of course, I got curious to know how could I make it a normal font, right? A font that worked in my computer in Office or in Word, whatever I wanted to use. So I started to learn a little bit, and I started to learn as well Photoshop, and this is how it started. And at this point, it was really, really basic. There were a lot of problems with it, but that was the initial why. How I designed this typeface. So that was the first step that I had.
Thank you so much, Nelio, for sharing your knowledge on this. So to our audience out there, if you could explain what is typography and the exact importance of it.
So to start, it's maybe important to say the difference between what is a typeface and a font. And everything is typography. I mean, basically typography is design of type, right? And type is basically the way that it looks. This is the typeface. And our font is how the typeface is working in the computer. So a font